back in the day, we had each other. And we get out in the fields, we play our games, baseball, football. We were all as one. Back in Cameron Park, I mean, when we didn't have any baseball games going on, we just go down there to have fun and be with each other.
Well, as you know, we were members of East Waco, predominantly black, and South Waco was the same way. They had Little League Baseball in the city of Waco for years and surrounding areas, but we never had a team in East Waco or South Waco. Now, this wasn't because of discrimination. This was because nobody had taken the initiative in our community to set forth trying to get one started. And that was our problem. Now, we had a lot of kids, a lot of good kids. What we did, it was three of us, myself, Weldon Harris, and Robert Billups. We said, well, we'll put a team together. We got 15 kids, good kids. Old Dobie Smith and some of those old boys was playing. And we formed a team, got them uniformed, and coached them well. They looked well, but we didn't have anybody to play. The teams in Little League of America, by regulation, couldn't play us. So we had nobody to play. We dropped this idea, and we decided to take the kids that we had gathered to Belle Meade, our neighbor, and asked them if we could coach in their league. They agreed. It was okayed by the district director, Marvin Norcross, for us to do that. So we went out there and coached. That was in the 60s. We coached out there 4 or 5 years. Now, the idea for coaching out there was to gain some knowledge of how to run a league if we were able to get one. And we did pretty well. Joe Harris, he coached the senior league team. Robert Billups coached a team. I coached a major Little League team. And won the championship, by the way, Belle Meade Bank. And the third year we were out there, excuse me, they voted me to be the vice president, second vice president of the La Vega Little League. Now, if you can remember, 1970 is when all the integration thing come to pass. You know, people were having bad feelings. Carver had to move out to La Vega, and they didn't like that too much. But at that same time, they had a black vice president over their league. So they wasn't bad people. It's just that we hadn't applied ourselves.
Right.
We coached there until we got the information and the knowledge necessary to help form a league in East Waco.
And the first, we were playing at the Oakwood, we started playing in South Waco. Oakwood Park, I believe they call it Oakwood Park, right on South 9th Street.
Okay.
South 9th Street, right up, you go down the Psalm, you turn left, and you'll go down. It was about 2 or 3 blocks down. That was a city park, city park. And we were playing games there. We used a concession stand that was there.
Those fields are still there. That's aren't those fields still there?
It's
Now it's a different league.
Yeah, that park is greatly improved. But that was it was there. That's where it started.
We came together and we met a few times and tried to figure out what we needed to do. So we decided to go to the district administrator, which was Marvin Norcross, a very good guy, and asked for his assistance in getting the league started. Well, he didn't hesitate, because he ran everything through the city and clean on up to College Station. And he gave us enough information, books and regulations that we had to read and so forth. And he helped us form Eastern Little League on paper. All right. And from that point, we started our movement. We set up a board of directors. I think we had probably 15 to 20 men. That's the first thing we had to do, set up a president and board of directors. And this board would set the motion for Eastern and set up everything necessary to make it function. And we started by calling some kids together. Didn't have a place to play. So we got a few sponsors, sort of haphazardly, and got the league started. And we started playing out in South Waco.
And after a few years, and we began to become more involved, more kids or young boys taking a part in it. And that's when we came interested in moving, trying to relocate. And I can't remember the year we relocated, but then that's when we relocated to 4th Street, where we have the Cameron Park Zoo now.
Down in the hole, I mean, that was awesome, and I hate that it's not there today, because that's a memory that we're going to always have. Being able to drive on 4th Street and make that little right turn and go down in that big old deep ditch that was maybe like about 15 feet deep, and come back up on the other side where the playing fields were. I mean, that was awesome.
Little League, like any other organized program that's been constructed for the purpose of getting young people involved, is for the purpose of instilling self-worth, self-dignity, and respectability, and give him hope to fulfill a dream that he might have considered.
We didn't really, I don't think we understood what we was about to get into and the things we was about to accomplish, but we knew we were a great team. We knew that we had the talent to achieve the things that we wanted to achieve, but just we were still kids, but we had a big heart, and we played hard for Coach Miller, who pushed us to the limit, and he made the right calls and the right moves to get us, to that point to become champions.
We had success in our major league. Also, we had success in our senior league. Our senior boys, they advanced to the state 2 years in a row. That was in 1982 and 1983. And I would like to, if it's possible, I'd like to name off some of the coaches.
Absolutely.
Our head coach was Coach Billy Hubert. Also, assistant coaches were Mr. Lee Seal. Other coach was Jimmy Evans, and Robert Williams were the coaches. Okay, the president of our organization at that time was Luther Mitchell, and our athletic director was Mr. Joe Estelle. Both of them are deceased, but they was very dedicated. We had a very dedicated board. That was I would say we were very organized.
We were in a battle. We competed against other teammates, and we had to fight for our position. It wasn't easy to come by, because everybody had talent, and Coach Miller had to make difficult decisions when it came to selecting different players to play. But we had to battle, and we basically, during practice, we played like it was a game. We took things serious, and we knew that we could win because of the talent that we had, and we knew that we can go far, and we knew that we was in a position where any team it was gonna be tough for them to beat us, because we were taking talent from about 5 or 6 teams, and everybody could hit the ball and were very good contact hitters and very powerful hitters. you know, and Coach Miller, he could have put the lineup any kind of way, you know, because everybody had talent, and that was just a great year that we was able to experience, and we took advantage of it through the direction of Coach Miller and the others.
Hi, my name's Tim Foster. I was one of the coaches for our Eastern Little League All-Star team. And here I have with me is Robert Miller, who was our manager, and also Mr. Horace Vonner, who was our manager / coach. Both of these guys were very instrumental in the success of the Eastern Little League.
What were the kids like?
Back then, the kids wanted to play ball. They would be outside, even if we wouldn't have practices, they would be outside playing ball on their own. So it was, and baseball is a game that you have to want to play and you have to want to practice. We would practice sometimes maybe 4 to 6 hours a day, you know, just to get ready for doing the All-Star competition. And nobody grumbled, nobody griped, everybody was happy, and we just had a good time.
What were the tryouts like?
Tryout was real, I'd say, productive, because it seemed like that the kids would really want to learn, they really want to be successful. And they didn't complain, they worked hard, trying to do whatever we asked them to do, and they worked. And also, I want to give credit to all the coaches, and not only the 3 of us here, we had 2 other coaches that worked with the All-Star, and they really put their time and effort in it. It was a team effort as far as the coaches are concerned, and that instilled into the youngster that was playing on the All-Star team, and I thought they were very successful because they all worked hard, they practiced hard, and it paid off at the end.
Everyone was dedicated. You know, we were committed, and we were very dedicated to what we were doing. The kids that we had were very competitive in what they're doing. There was a lot of excitement in our practices because every kid wanted to play, and we gave them the opportunity to display their talents. And as they displayed their talents, they knew that eventually I'm gonna get to play. We had a roster, I think it was 10 to 12 players, 12 players, and so everybody couldn't play at the same time. So, but the kid displayed that they had the skills to play, and they knew eventually they would get a chance to play on the field. And it was a very competitive and very excited baseball practice and doing the game. So we've had wonderful experiences with these kids. Yeah, it was always yes sir, no sir, you know. And if we had ladies around, they respected the moms, they respected the ladies that ran the concession stand. Kids was just, it's a different time and a different era where kids just automatically had respect about themselves and their coaches and players. Well, one kid that stands out is Brian Cummings, Ted Long, Reggie Miller, which is the son of Robert Miller here. And the list goes on and on. These are all successful young men, and they have brought back to Eastern Little League as well. I think at one time Reggie was a coach down here, if I'm not mistaken. And so all the kids want to come back and give some time and talent to Eastern Little League.